Hey, there we are. And my mom, there we go. Okay, now it's working. Okay. Turn down my TV volume because I'm watching TV. Hey guys, sorry if my hair looks a mess. Took a shower last night and haven't brushed it, so I got wild curlies going. Um, I know it's been a whole hot minute since I've been online, and I apologize for that. Um, I get going real good and I get a good pace going, and then um, I go absent for a long time. Um, this time I've been having a lot of health scares, and I'm gonna update y'all on that. For those that are my active followers that I have, not 100% if I have a lot of active followers still, because it's been a whole minute. Y'all are noticing I'm wearing glasses. I have two pair of glasses, but I have to wear now due to the diabetes. It has been getting a little bit more active, so it has affected my vision. Um, I do have stage 2 kidney failure, which I don't know if I brought that up in any of my videos. I haven't had a time to go over anything. Um, which, when I did get hospitalized about 2 years ago, and they were checking me and they were going over the whole diabetic synopsis and everything, I was going into basic renal failure and my body was completely shutting down. I was at high risk at that time. And if they didn't get my body from pretty much pull me out of the renal failure, I could have died at that time. Because my kidney, bladder, and all the functioning that I was having at that time was going out because I had a very severe urinary tract infection, which was almost like a staph infection, I guess you can say, um, but not quite like a staph infection. So they had to give me intravenous antibiotics on top of they were treating my diabetes and giving me other intravenous fluids to get the renal failure under control on top of giving me insulin, and that's when they put me on the Ozempic, which Ozempic is supposed to be very bad because they're trying to get my weight under control, which they did not discuss with me. Which I'm on medication that's already supposed to be helping my weight, which the topiramate that I take for my depression, anxiety, and migraines and PTSD and trauma and stuff is supposed to help me lose weight. It has not been helping me lose weight. The Ozempic, um, I've heard in a lot of patients, it helps people lose their appetite. It helps people sometimes get very nauseated. It helps people lose weight quick. I've had almost complete opposite effects with Ozempic. So, I mean, sometimes I do get more full taking Ozempic, but I have not necessarily had no weight loss yet. I do drink zero drinks. I drink, nothing with sugar in it now. I drink water. I drink zero drink Coca-Cola. I drink zero drinks and Sprites. Like if I drink Gatorade, it's zero. If I drink vitamin water, it's zero. On occasion, I might treat myself and drink 100% pure soda. That's when I'm feeling like I've, been good because I have been honoring my diet. Because I do eat very well, which I don't understand how I became diabetic. I mean, I was drinking a lot of soda, guaranteed, but that's the most unhealthiest thing I did was soda, 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 soda. But and but I don't think green tea is bad. I was drinking Arizona green tea, but mostly I was drinking soda, which is high in salt and high in sugar, guaranteed. And pretty much that's it. But the next thing that is became recently an area of massive concern is I've had a lot of injuries with my back, and I don't know how many years ago this was. I mentioned before, I was in a very bad, it wasn't horrible, but it was enough to where the next day, I mean, it took a while for me to walk right. Because I had hip pain, I had neck pain, shoulder pain from the accident. My mom's ex husband and I were in the prick. Um, so, needlessly to say, we were coming back from a carpet cleaning job out in Killeen, Texas, and it was raining, and I was looking both ways because his eyesight was nowhere near good. And I did not know that he had life insurance policies on myself, my husband, and my sons, including my mother. But most importantly, the highest life insurance policies he had was on my family, was myself, my husband, and my kids. And that night, coming, trying to come back into home, he had told me if I could look both ways to see if there was any traffic. And I looked to my immediate right, which would have been, it would have been his right too, I think. And I looked and there was nothing coming. And I told him it was clear because the lights were flashing and whatnot, because it was about 2, 3 o'clock. I told him, go ahead and go. And so he was sitting there for a good 5 minutes, almost 10 minutes. And I was like, are you going to go? And I looked back and there was no traffic, and then he started to go, and then he was going really slow. And I was wondering why he was driving off so slow. And then I looked back again and I saw this car barreling at us, like really freaking fast, like almost 50 to 60 miles per hour fast. And I told him, gas it, punch it. And then he looks back at me doing what he normally does in the stupidest way of, huh? And he always did that stupid thing, and I could not stand it. He always had this thing about saying, huh. But it was nauseous. I'm okay. Anyway, I was screaming at him at this point to hurry up and punch it, because if he didn't, I was going to get hit right in the side. And that probably would have crippled me. I would have been in a wheelchair or dead if I didn't do what I did. I had to reach over, push on his, his thigh to his knee to slam down on the gas. And he was screaming at me, screaming, what are you doing? And I made him hurry up and speed up to where it kind of made him kind of peel out a little bit. But it's like, I'd be damned if I'm going to get injured. It's like, if you're going to be retarded, fine. Be retarded on your time, not my time, because my life's at risk. I got kids at home to raise. I got a husband. You don't care about your life? Fine. I care about mine. I got a life at home. I have a big life at home, a life that, lives that are depending on me. So with me doing that, it rear-ended the back. So I saved seconds. Luckily that I did. Luckily that my husband taught me to think. My grandpa taught me to think. I learned to think on my feet and think on my toes, because I had to. I had to think fast. I had to think appropriately, because I had a lot of people depending on me. So I was kind of startled. I was kind of knocked senseless, because with that, I hit my head on the side. So I got jerked real hard. So I do have a lot of pain through here. I do have pain through here. Nice. And that was, but I didn't notice the pain because I was startled. I was kind of, knocked out of it. It was raining pretty bad. Like I said, it was a good downpour. It was thundering. There was no lightning at the time. So when I noticed that we had got hit, I was like, okay, let me go check on the other person. So I get out. He's screaming at me not to get out. It's like, screw you. I ain't worried about you. I need to go see how the other person is. And then if they're, whatever, I'll get the phone and call 911 and do, delegate. He's more worried because there's no insurance on the van. And, my mom was going to get the insurance the next day prior after we got the payment from carpet cleaning. And she even told him, if we get pulled over that night, like she had a feeling, let them know, hey, I'm getting insurance the next day because we just, we're going to go carpet clean and da 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 da. But he doesn't think that way because he always had this thing dealing with cops. And that's how I knew I had windows with cops with him. Like if he did anything stupid, bring up the cops, because cops were always his weakness. There was something dealing with cops in him. He always had this fear of cops. Like him and cops were just like bad juju. So I get out and try to go start checking on this person. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell? Are you okay though? And all of a sudden they start backing up, and I start noticing the front bumper is starting to fall off. And I'm like, why the hell are they backing up? And they back up, and then they start trying to go forward. I'm like, they're trying to run away from the scene of the crime. Oh, hell no. And I start trying to run, and then this dumbass gets out of the van and tries to go catch me. I'm like, dude, they're running from the scene of the crime. I need to go catch this person because this person just tail-ended us. They're running from the scene of the crime. You can get money from this. I could possibly be injured and not feeling it because I'm in total shock right now, because most people that are in shock typically don't feel pain until a couple hours or the following day. He's not thinking about this. So he's more worried that he's going to get caught. He's going to get in trouble. He's going to get arrested. And then while we're in the, he grabs me and tells me, get in the van, blah, 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 blah. And he starts screaming at me, and I'm sitting here looking at him. And while we're on the way home and driving to the gas station, well, first we go to the gas station, and he's yelling at me, telling me, if you bring this up to anybody or you go to a hospital or something, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill your family. And I'm sitting here like, excuse you? He threatens me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like, no. So I said, I can't go to the hospital if something's wrong with me. Like if I have a problem with my neck, my tailbone, or my hip, like if I have some pain, because I literally hit my whole body, actually hit the whole side of the van from being hit. My whole body slid to the side of the van. My hip, I didn't realize that my hip had actually hit the door of the van. I hit the handle, the doorknob. I hit the whole thing, like my whole body hit it. So, and then I bounced on top of it. So not only did I hit the side of the van, I bounced. So there's two types of injuries that I could have suffered that has never been addressed. So I'm like, you can't be freaking you got to be freaking kidding me. He goes, you don't understand the repercussions, Tab. I could go to jail for the rest of my life. I said, yeah, because you ran from the scene of the crime being an idiot. I said, we should have stayed back there and waited for the cops and filed a report, because that person could have been chased down, put in jail. You could probably, this vehicle would have been considered totaled, but they could have got you another vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been better for you. So I don't know why you fled. You should have listened to mom, because mom told you, let them know you're going to get insurance put on the vehicle and you wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But for some reason, you have a guilty conscience every time cops are involved. So that's your problem. But if something's wrong with me, I need to go to the hospital, because that's going to be 2 strikes against you. So he kept telling me all the time. And then I started putting 2 and 2 together that maybe that was kind of planned. And then it made sense, because I brought it up to my husband, and I'm like, maybe he put someone up to hit our van that night, because he stayed there for almost 5-10 minutes waiting. And he knew a lot of people roundaboutly, and that car was trying to get away. Like they recognized me and they were running away to get away from me. And it's like normal people wouldn't do that. They would stay there because the car was a nice car. It looked at least about a 1970 something Cadillac. And that car was nice. It was well taken care of. So to me, I wouldn't run from the scene of the crime. If I had a nice caddy like that, I would try to stay there and get my Cadillac fixed. I wouldn't run from the scene of the crime. It didn't make sense to me. I would try to make someone that had a hoopty van responsible for it, because they would have went to jail for sure. I would have made them pay, because to me, it's like, I think, even if I hit them, it's like, I'd have said they ran the red light. They were guilty. I had a green light. It was my turn to go. So it's like, to me, it didn't make no sense why they were trying to run from the scene of the crime. The next morning I woke up, I could barely freaking walk. My whole hip was hurting. My whole shoulder was hurting. I could barely turn my head. My husband was pissed. But yet I told him what my mom's worthless now ex-husband said. Years later, I keep getting more injuries to my back. I have had injuries to my back starting probably since I was about 8. I have had started having muscle spasms because I have osteoporosis, I have scoliosis, I've had arthritis starting in since I was about 15. The scoliosis I was born with because I have a deep, thin, curved spine. Most people, they have like the snake tail spine. Mine goes straight and then it deeps in real deep. And it causes me a lot of discomfort. My mom actually has a couple extra bones in hers, and it causes her to have joint problems in her spine. I don't know if I have the extra bones in mine, so when I get the x-ray done this coming 24th, I'm going to go see my doctor, get a physical, and then they're setting me up. They're getting the x-ray, and then I'm going into bone and joint and then see what I need to do. I don't know if they're going to allow me to get a bone density done because typically you have to be a certain age. Let me see. I'll tell you what age typically you have to be to get a bone density test because my grandmother used to get them a lot. What age do you typically have to be to get a bone density test? You normally have to be 65, about to the age of 70 to get a bone density test, or as early as 50. I'm going to be 42, or have high risk factors of fractures, which I do have high risk. So they may allow me to get it done because I've had a lot of problems with my back. Now, the problem with the back that I'm leading this up to is I don't know if people know the game of smear the queer. I hate the terminology. It could be smear the wimp instead of smear the queer because to me they consider gay people queer, and I am for LGBT rights and gay people rights and transgender quality because I have a lot of gay family members. I have a lot of transgender friends. I have, all through my life, I've had a lot of gay people I've known and I've connected with them. So hearing Smear the Queer, I didn't like it being younger, but we played the game. And basically, people are not familiar with this game. You get the football. It's very much like football, but what they do is you get the football, and whoever gets it, it's everybody's goal to get that person, and everybody packs on top of that one person like a pancake. And me, I had the nickname Shira since I was about 5 because I started weightlifting my mom's weights at the age of 3. And she thought it was cute and funny because she always taught me never let anybody overwhelm you or take advantage of you. Not a woman, especially not a man, because she, told me she was abused and whatnot. So she got a weight set that she never put together. And since I couldn't, work out with the weight set like it was, I would get the weight, just the weights itself, and I would, start lifting like this. And when they got light enough, I would do one at a time, and I would, get them where I could get them heavier and heavier and heavier. And then I'd start stacking more and more and more. And then I finally put them together and I start working out. And I was stout. And so I could actually pick up 6 boys, 5 girls on my back just by pushing myself up. I intimidated a lot of people. I played football. They actually were wanting me to play pro. When I was even in middle school, they wanted me to play pro ball. I would have been the first girl at my time in the 90s playing pro football in middle school and then going into high school at that time in the 90s because it was kind of unheard of. Girls now are getting more proactive and playing pro sports now. I would have been the first girl in the 90s at the time in El Paso and going into Colorado playing sports because my coaches actually liked me. I was good at basketball. Because of my cousins, I was good at softball and baseball. The basketball just came naturally to me. I don't know why I was good at basketball, but I was really good at basketball. Football, that's probably because of my cousins too. They never really taught me football, but for some reason, anything like football and basketball, I was really good at. Volleyball, I was really good at, but I just got pissed at it because anything that I had to deal with girls, girls I can't deal with. I can have friends that are females, but they have to be almost like me. They have to be tomboyish and they have to be very open-minded. They have to have the same kind of mindset as me. They have to kind of be in the same genre as me, or I can't clash with them. And I can't stand the oh my god, Becky, like, oh my god, like my pedicure is like so fucked up. It's like I can't deal with bimbos. I can't deal with them kind of chicks. I like getting my nails done, don't get me wrong. I do like wearing makeup because, like I said, I'm like I said, I'm an occult personality. I'm a goth, rocker, witchy, vampire, I'm all that. Okay. But of all things, I'm not no preppy bitch. No, I'm not no girly girl by no means. It's like if I break my nail, oh, frickin' what? I mean, so what? But back to the back. I've hurt my back so much. I would sometimes between my back and my me having excruciating endometriosis and them not understanding it. The back issue, they actually put me on Flexerol at the age of 11, and the dumb doctors here where I live don't understand that. Because sometimes I would actually miss a lot of school because I couldn't even get out of bed. Because I couldn't even walk. Because my back would be spasming out so bad. My mom would sometimes, dealing with the travel trailer park we used to live at, thanks to her good for nothing ex-husband, because he was so damn ghetto that he couldn't work a normal job and get us into an apartment complex or get us into an actual house. He had us living in a small little titty pink like travel trailer that could probably fit inside my bedroom that I'm in right now, probably at least 4 or 5 times. He wasn't a real man. Okay, he should have been ashamed of himself, like my grandfather said. He should have been ashamed of himself. My mom's stuff and my stuff had gotten ruined. Like, we had probably over, her and me alone, had probably over $4,000 worth of clothes that got freaking ruined. Not even counting our belongings. Our cats, Michelob and Bud, our tabby cat, and my black and white tuxedo, which my black and white tuxedo cat was like majority bobcat and a little bit house cat, which people would have paid money to have him. He was huge and he was awesome. Kept getting out because of the small trailer we lived in. He kept pissing all over stuff because it was so small. Like, when we got into a bigger place, he stopped doing it. But this good for nothing man that caused issues, that was low grade piece of shit, that did not want to work a job and hold down a good job, because my grandpa even told him he wasn't worth spit, he wasn't worth nothing. And I mean, it's probably why I had the back problems on top of it, because I had to sleep on a foam mattress that was about probably that thick. And my mom did the same thing, which she should have put her foot down and been like, you know what? My daughter don't need this. I don't need this. We should move the fuck out, and she should have put her shit down and be like, he put in her head that she couldn't do better. And for the life of me, why she thought she should have listened to him, this woman had better brain cells. She had a college degree. She had a GED, but she was fucking smarter than him. This motherfucker didn't even have a fucking education. Why the fuck she listened to him? I don't know. But I love the woman. I can beat the shit out of her sometimes, but I love the woman. Okay. I'll get to where I'm dealing with the stuff with her later. But with the back issue further down past the accident, um, fast forwarding, I stopped carpet cleaning as much and I focus on my grandmother. Now, my grandmother's 190 pounds, okay? Big ghetto booty like a black woman. I started telling her I'm going to give her a bath so she could sit down in the bathtub because she has not taken a bath since she was probably like in her 60s. She's always taken showers. And I said, Grandma, I'm going to give you a bath. I'm going to wash your hair for you because this is a time I was working for the healthcare service. I literally could have been an RN or an LVN. I actually pretty much had the training. I've been trained for the VA. I've had God knows what. I've mentioned this on my channel multiple times before. And I tell her, you can trust me, Grandma. I can pick you up. I can handle your weight. Just trust me. Okay? And this is dealing with the back issue. And I tell her, just don't put a lot of weight on me, Grandma. Just trust me. You're not going to fall. I can support you. I got you. I go to pick this woman up and she puts her whole entire body weight on me, which quadruples her weight to where she's like damn near 300 pounds. I'm sitting here looking at her like, did you put all your weight in your ass? It's like, God dang, woman. So, I mean, I pull my back. And here's the thing about the job I'm working at, which is Girling Healthcare. Okay? Worthless freaking job I have ever had in my freaking life. Okay? They don't offer you healthcare service. They don't offer you any type of anything. They only want you to clean with soap and water, is what they tell you. Because they don't want you cleaning with any sort of chemicals. No Clorox wipes. No actual type of chemicals to actually clean the floors with. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of things here too that I want to discuss about the elderly care too, because it's going to be discussed and it's going to be a little bit of a long video, so be prepared. But this is something I want to educate people on because it's something, if you have elderly parents or elderly loved ones, this is something you need to understand too, because it's quite important. But basically, hot water and soap. They don't want you using Windex. They don't want you using Pine Sol. They don't want you using any type of chemical because they don't want to get sued. They don't want any type of thing because they don't want to put no insurance on you. They basically don't want to waste no money on you. They want to pay you basic minimum wage, which ain't $15, $16, $17. They want to pay you maybe $8, $9, $10 at that. And in the state of Texas, they're supposed to pay you the actual minimum wage, and they do not give you raises. At all. And I worked for them for like 15 years. Yeah. And they did not want to pay me overtime. They told me anytime after what they give me is, tough titty said the kitty, they weren't going to pay me. Now, anytime I got injured, was taken care of, like I broke my ankle one. It was going to go get quarters for my grandma to wash her clothes. That's when I was on the clock taking care of her. They did not care. They were not going to, do workman's comp. They were not going to pay for the hospital bill. They weren't going to help me out with crap. So I literally had to work with a broken freaking ankle and deal with the issue. Same thing when I pulled my back. I basically had to try to get a back brace and deal with the pain and still give her baths and still clean her apartment that people that literally were supposed to be taking care of her were sitting on their ass, basically working crossword puzzles or sitting there dozing off sleeping. In chairs, just sitting. When I went in there, her floor was so sticky from her urinating on the floor from not wearing her Depends that my shoes would get stuck and I literally had to pull on my leg. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious because her urine was so sticky from how much soda that she would drink, because she would not drink the correct soda that she was supposed to be drinking. She would drink regular cola. And my mom and me would tell her there's a soda here in Texas. It's called Diet Right. I don't know if they have that pretty much everywhere else, but we would tell her drink Diet Right because that's better. And also drink water because your urine is so thick. And when they would go draw her blood, her veins would pop. And because her veins were they were like dry because she was basically dehydrated, and she would bruise like so bad because she was basically dehydrated. And it's just a whole list of things that was going on. When I started taking care of her, Girlie noticed a huge change in how her appearance was, how clean her apartment was. It's like the day that she fell and broke her knee, she had cockroaches crawling all over her. And I didn't even know that the apartment was that bad. I thought I was doing a good job cleaning, but apparently there was a lot more going on with my grandma than I knew. And that's when we moved her in with my mom. So there was a lot. But dealing with the elderly, and I'm going to get back to that. But dealing with my back, what I've noticed lately is from my middle, like the middle of like where your underwear line goes down to my tailbone line, there is a lot of pain. Like I can sit on my bed because I have a lot of cushion on my bed and it doesn't hurt. But if I sit in my vehicle, I can't do it. I'm literally switching from side to side to side. There's so much pain there. I have to constantly move on the couch. It is very painful. I cannot hardly walk. Um, it is something horrendous. I hate it. I do not feel like myself. And it's like, you know, people will probably say that, it's your weight, it's this. If that's the case, this would have been happening years ago. Like I've been like this for probably 8, 9 years. So I'd have been feeling like this. And, you know, it doesn't make no sense. None. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to have them x-ray my back and see what the issue is. I hope surgery is not involved, but if it is stem cell, I hope. If I have to get sent out into another city for it, okay. But that's worst case scenario. I also know that I do have the heart problem. I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible because I don't want heart surgery. It has been kept getting brought up to my attention about my heart issue. Because my PA has brought it to my attention that it is there and I do know about it. So if it does become more serious, I will update y'all on it because she has told me that if I do have more problems with the heart issue, if I have more pain, if I feel more palpitations, I need to get in to see them or I need to get out to the ER. So that was brought up. Other than that, that's the most overwhelming health issues I've had is that and the tailbone issue because the tailbone issue is affecting my mobility. It's pretty much affecting my overall life in general. You know what I mean? It's affecting everything. I have not been able to do much of anything. I mean, one day I got up just to make basic macaroni and it literally it winded me just making macaroni and cheese for my family because we were making a dish that has been in my family forever that I love and my kids wanted it, my husband wanted it, and that literally put me on my butt in the worst way possible. And went out to Austin one day for my son's birthday a couple months back, and I was in so much pain. I could not go into a crystal shop that I wanted to go into in Austin. Really sucked. And it was really an authentic crystal witchy shop I wanted to go into because I pointed out to my family and I was going to go with them because we had just went out to the tavern and the tavern is a haunted restaurant that my son wanted to go try. and we went there for his birthday, which was really awesome. If anybody is curious, wanting to go try out a haunted restaurant, you could try it out in Austin. It's amazing. It's actually a real haunted restaurant. They give out ghost tours. You can book it. It's a really cool, authentic experience. I did feel things. I came home. I had really crazy dreams, very, very vibrant dreams. But the ride there and the ride back was not very pleasurable. I was in a lot of pain. I did get a seat thing thinking it would help because my spine, where the coccyx is what it's called, at the tip of my spine, at the base is where it hurts. Like there might be a spur or something. Um, I don't know if the tissues in between the spine is getting worn down like it did on my mom's, because I've had a lot of ongoing trauma to my back. I'm not sure because I've had a lot more injuries to my back than my mom has. So I don't really know per se. Um, but that's that. Now, dealing with the elderly care, everybody needs to keep an eye on their elderly, because adult protective services, I'm noticing they're not interacting the way that they should lately. I've had to call adult protective services out quite a few times for the help with my mom, and they're not really caring. They're not seeming, or they don't feel what my mother is saying is truthful enough, because it's kind of like a he said, she said, and they're not offering any care or any support. Like they're not trying to help her find another place to move into. Because normally when there is, say, like the case, I'm talking to my mom again. Okay. Um, I had a dream that she had died. And people know of my gift. I am a very gifted clairvoyant and I am psychic. And I woke up crying and gasping. My husband was aware, and I told him I had a dream my mom died. And this is during the time I wasn't talking to my mom. And I told him, I was like, I need to find out if mom's okay. And he's like, why? I said, I just had a dream mom died. And then the next night, I had the same dream. I had a dream she passed away. I was like, what the fuck? And I just had this impending doom feeling, like something really happened. I just had this heavy burden on my chest. And it's like, I got to reach out to her. I got to find out if she's okay. And then I made a post. I mean, I was looking for her on Facebook because I know that she's on Facebook a lot. And I was like, well, let me go see if she posts something on Facebook on one of her groups or on her page. Let me see if she's active, because that's how I was monitoring her during the time we weren't talking. Because in my own way, that's how I was making sure she's okay. Because at the time, I was trying to work through my shit and, you know, working through my personal demons. Because y'all seen I was going through some shit. And, you know, through what we went through, I needed time to get over with what happened between her and I. You know, I needed to work through my own things. And what she put me through was not really good. You know, she shouldn't have put me through that, honestly. And I should have not fought back the way that I did, but I only reacted the way a typical human would react in that situation, because I was put in a situation that nobody should ever have to be in, you know, honestly. But given another chance to do it again, I don't know if I would react any differently. I don't know if I would or wouldn't, you know. I mean, it's it's a hard situation to gauge, because, you know, I've been in very bad situations, and with the trauma, the PTSD, the anguish, the anxiety, the depression, you get put in situations like that and you don't know how you're going to act, because it's a very tough situation to deal with until you deal with it yourself, and then you understand what someone like me has gone through, and then you're like, oh crap, that's what they're talking about. And I'm sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed. I apologize. But when I looked for her on Facebook, I wasn't seeing nothing being posted. So that got me more panic mode. That got me in, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I first reached out to my police department. I did a missing people's case because I was like, let me see if I'm overreacting first, because I might be overreacting, you know. And they told me that the person has to be missing for at least 24 hours. I was like, oh God, this is not helping me. And so, and then luckily a cop gets in touch with me, and they said that they went out and looked at her last known address at this time, and she wasn't there. There was a couple there, and that they can't find her. And I was like, oh crap. So, I go onto Facebook again and I make a big old post and I put onto my page, has anybody had contact with my mom? Has anybody seen my mom posted anywhere else? I'm really concerned about my mom. Have y'all seen her? And then one of my sisters, I have half sisters and half brothers. Well, I have a half brother and multiple half sisters because my dad had previous other relationships, because my dad, like I said, was a very crazy man. So I have, I think, I have 5 half sisters and 1 half brother. So one of my older half sisters reached out to me, and 2 of my cousins that I have from my mom's side reached out to me, and they were comforting me and telling me, we've seen her post, she's okay, it's been recent, she has roommates, and you know, she's in a good place, and da 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 da. And then my sister that reached out to me messaged me privately on Facebook and said that her and my mom had been talking in messages, and that, you know, my mom's okay. Well, I noticed in one of the groups that me and my mom had that she had put her Facebook, on her Facebook, she put her private email. So I emailed her, and I was hoping that the email was still active, because I know sometimes she forgets her information and she has to get a new email, or it gets hacked, or, you know, something of the ordinary. So I was hoping and praying that the email was active. Thank God it was active. So I get in touch with my mom. We start talking, and I'm like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you're okay, because, you know, I didn't see you posting for a while. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted to check on you. And then down the road, it comes up to the conversation of she tried to commit suicide. And it was right around the time I had the dream. I was like, oh, fuck me. I was like, when? And then she told me, and I was like, I had a dream about it, Mom. And she's like, you're joking. I'm like, no. I said, that's why I reached out to you. I said, because I was really concerned. I was really worried. I said, I was messaging everybody on Facebook. I made a big old post about it. I put it in the witches group. I put it in all the cooking groups, that I was concerned about you, that I didn't know if you were missing or if something happened to you. And she had got where she went to the hospital for a little bit, for 12 days. She went in there willingly to get medical help to make sure she was okay. And that's where she met the roommate, or roommate. Well, she met the first roommate, and then the roommate brought in another roommate. And this is wherein the issue began. Now, this is a sticky situation for me, because I'm put in a therein situation, because I love my mom, but some of the situations that's going on sounds like some of the situations that went on with me. So I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place right now, because I'm to the point where I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do. Because I've been telling her, and it's not out of meanness, it's not out of me trying to control her, but I feel she really does need to go into a nursing home, because when she lived with me, she swore we were talking about her when we weren't. And she swore the house was moving, we were having sex when we weren't. We were constantly talking shit about her. She swore up and down I stole money from her when I didn't. And she's saying the same shit about this chick. And I'm like, Mom, I think something might be going on. And honestly, this is why I was telling her to either go get an evaluation done with her doctor, her psychiatrist, and she's scared to get it done because she knows I'm right. Everything I've told her from start to finish, I've been right on. And it's not that I'm trying to do anything ostentatious towards her. It's, as a daughter, I'm concerned about my mom's mental health and well-being, and I'm in a rock and a hard place because it's like I see my mom deteriorating before my very eyes, and I'm seeing a lot of similarities to brought me to do the eviction because she wouldn't go get the proper help, and then she goes and moves out, and then hello, and she puts herself in a very bad situation where she's living with two criminals that she wasn't aware that they were supposed criminals. And I'm like, and I told her this would happen. I said, Mom, you're going to move out. You're going to either get roommates that are bad. You're going to get put in a situation where you get yourself killed, get yourself harmed, or something of the bad scenario. And everything I said has been right on the money. And she doesn't want to listen to me. And as I told her, if she went into the nursing home, all this could have been avoided from start to finish. There would have been no drama. And as I told her, I'm not trying to control her life. I'm trying to help her have a better, curated, safer life. It's like, I don't know what she's afraid she's going to miss being in a nursing home. She's still going to have freedom. It's just going to be in a safer environment. I mean, to me, it's like, I don't understand because I see the problem there. It's getting worse and getting worse. And since she tried to commit suicide, it put more strain on her brain. And she's not seeing it. And if the lady's right and my mom has actually having these issues and she's unaware of it, and this lady's not having these conversations and my mom is actually technically hearing these, audio delusions, my mom's fucking gone mad. Because my mom would swear up and down I was talking shit about her when I wasn't. So I know how that feels. And my mom would swear the house was moving. This is a concreted fucking house, guys. The house would not move. And she would swear the train was making the house fucking move. This house is solid concreted down. So I'm sitting here scratching my head like, And my mom is supposedly getting quote unquote recordings, and all I hear is the TV, and I don't hear nothing else. And I don't want to tell her nothing because it's going to offend her. And I know she's going to see this video, but maybe it can make her understand where I'm coming from, because it's like, I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm trying to make her understand where I'm coming from, because it's like everything I'm hearing is the same shit I've been through with her. But it sounds 100 times worse, because it sounds like it's gotten worse with the dementia. It's gotten worse with her illnesses. And when I hear it, it's like I'm telling her to calm down because there's arguing going back and forth between her and the roommate. Like I told the roommate when I talked to her, when you're arguing with someone, like tango is a two people dance. Just like fighting, it takes two people to fight, because if one person's fighting by themselves, tell me guys, ain't that going to look kind of stupid? Like a person sitting there punching air, you're going to look like you're insane, right? Because it's like you're fighting by yourself. You're going to look like you're kind of cuckoo, So if one person walks away from a fight, the other person's going to have to shut up. Or they're going to follow you and keep arguing with you, but eventually they're going to win themselves out, like get winded. They're going to get tired of fighting with you and they'll stop. Because that's what my grandpa used to say. He used to let my grandma sit there and do the same crap, run her mouth, and he'd be all yip, 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 doing that at my grandma. And eventually she'd get tired because she knew my grandpa wasn't going to sit there and entertain her delusional fighting. Because, my grandma used to fight for no apparent reason because my grandma was sick. And then she'd do this, I'm going to go out on the desert and let the wild wolves and wild coyotes eat me. And she'd actually be dumb enough to go outside and walk around in the middle of El Paso, Texas, where we had nothing but desert in the middle of a 100-degree heat wave. And I'd be saying, like, Grandpa, he's like, trust me, she's going to come back in. She's going to get good and damn hot, and she's going to want a cup of tea, and she's going to come back in here because she's stupid. And lo and behold, she came back in. Why don't you come out there looking for me? He goes, woman, I ain't dumb enough to go out there in that damn heat. He goes, you dumb enough to go out there and go sit there talking about I'm going to let the wild animals eat me? He goes, I'm letting your dumb ass go out there and let the wild animals eat you because he goes, I know you're going to come back here and want a nice cold cup of tea. He goes, am I wrong? Shut up. My grandpa was a genius, and he taught me how to think. He taught me to pay attention. Me, yeah, I get upset because I get fiery. I don't understand why people do things the way they do. I like peace. I like tranquility. This woman I talked to, she talked about she liked peace and tranquility. She fired herself up the whole time she talked to me. And she disrespected me, and I wasn't even being disrespectful to her. Now, she didn't understand why I was getting mad at her because she was being rude to me on the phone. I mean, because she, go ahead and say what you're going to say. And I'm like, listen here, you canker-takers, little bitch. You don't need to talk to me like that, basically. It's like I was being respectful to her the whole time I talked to her on the phone the second time. Now, the first time I talked to her, I was still being nice, but I was just telling her legality of what she was doing to my mom was illegal. And she didn't like hearing it because if I actually get a lawyer and I take this shit to court for what's been going on, the harassment, because I do hear her yelling at my mom in the background and it does need to stop. And she is actually putting Vicky through abuse. I could actually get her in trouble if I do get a lawyer because I have spoken to a lawyer. But the thing is, I don't want to waste my money on this shit. I've already wasted my money on things that I shouldn't have to waste my money on. I'm trying to move out of this house that I'm in. This house that I'm in is fucking haunted, y'all. It is haunted. I have more spirits in this house. Every home I've lived in is haunted. So the next house I move in is going to be haunted, but I hope there's good spirits in that one. But yeah, we did a seance a couple of nights ago where I was doing some ghost scribing. Freaked out my kids a little bit. Pulled 3 spirits through. Yeah. They were doing different things in their scribing, which I was teaching them. But since mommy's a little bit more with it, but I got a lot more. Yeah, go ahead, baby. You can go and take whichever one you want.
This one is your pack.
You can smoke some of mine. I know you'll let me have some of yours when you get some.
Oh, I'm gonna get the gun.
You can have that one half that I gave you. If you get the green gummy, that one you like, there should be a half in there.
Before I go to bed.
Yeah, before you go to bed. Yeah. That would be a good idea.
Can I take one of them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna on the 25th when I get paid for
Yeah.
the training I did, I'm gonna order the gummies from them and try them.
Oh, the Vance Global ones?
Yeah, they got
Okay.
gummies.
Okay.
They got stronger ones now. They added an extra one.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay, guys. So, that's the dilemma I'm stuck with her. Now, don't get me wrong. I did defend my mom to her because she was sitting there trying to make out like my mom's this devil and demon. Like I've told her, I've lived with my mom for 41, 42 years. I know my mom. Okay. I love my mom regardless. Okay. I haven't stopped loving my mom. I never hated my mom. You know what I mean? I may have been upset with her, but a child never stops loving their mother. The reason why I vented out and let y'all hear the truth of everything I went through is because children, even as an adult, there's still a child inside of me that has cried out for a parent for so long because I've missed a lot dealing with my parents. And so I told this so a lot of young parents will understand the do's and don'ts of parenting. It's the things you don't do as a parent so you can understand through someone my age, so you can see the effects and the ripples of screwing up as an adult, of what you can do to an actual adult as they grow up. So you can see the mistakes. Now, I've forgiven her, yes, but there's pain here that I have to deal with on my own that she can't fix. She doesn't want to fix it. And it's not that she doesn't want to, she's incapable of doing it. She can't deal with it. It's too hard for her to deal with it. It's too hard for her to talk about it because it makes her shut down. She can't go into it. It's too hard mentally for her to go into the past. It starts making her have panic attacks. It starts making her have chest pains. So it's hard for her to deal with all those kind of emotions and talk about those type of things. So I have to go and get a psychiatrist and a therapist and hash those things out myself. Is that hard for me to hear and deal with? Sometimes, yes. But that's something I have to unpack on my own. And those are adventures and stories and things I have to deal with my doctor, sadly. But as an adult, that's what I have to do. But that's why I'm trying to help other adults understand that what you do to your children will have bigger repercussions when they become adults. So think about what you do as an adult when you have a young child, because it will bite you in the ass when they get older and when you get older. So try to think about it, because your child should be your number one everything. Because, like I heard on so many movies, mother is the closest thing to God to a child. And it is the truth, because you give life just like God. So that is a precious thing that a lot of mothers completely undertake and underscore. And God is, mother is a name for God on the lips and heart of children. James Barr, when he wrote that with The Crow, made me cry. When Brandon Lee said that in The Crow, I cried hard, because it's like that was so deep, and the empathy, because how he said it, because he loved his mom so much, how much he loved Linda was crazy, and he spoke it with such love and compassion, because he really did love his mom. Because at the end of the day, when Bruce died, Linda was everything he had. And it is true. And mothers should not shit on that for not even a second, not even for a millisecond. And my grandma, yeah, she may have made mistakes, but like I tell everybody, I came from a broken home myself. I really didn't have a mom there either. My mom didn't have an excuse, but she likes to say she does, which I could slap her upside her fucking hard head. But I had my grandpa in my corner teaching me and cheering me on constantly, which if I didn't have him, I probably would not be the strong person I am. My mom did give me good lessons. Yes, she did. I'm not going to say she didn't give me nothing. She did. And, she did teach me some things. I'm not going to say she didn't. Okay? So did my aunts. They taught me some hard knock lessons. Really did. I mean, one of my aunts taught me, be careful what you say to some people, because sometimes they'll just slap the fuck out of you for no apparent reason. That was my Aunt Lola, freaking bitch. And all because I wanted a little purse and a Miss Piggy. And I don't even have the damn thing no more. She took it back. Freaking, I'm over it. But I just remember she fucking pimp slapped the shit out of me. And all I was 2 years old. 2 years old, and you gotta slap your niece like she's your freaking hooker and you're her fucking $2 pimp. Like, really? Anyway. Now, dealing with the oracles and the tarot cards, the new ones I got. When I do start reading, I'm going to show you all some of the new ones I got. It might not show up really good. This is the tarot cards I got. All these are from Nine of Earth. Okay, this one is the Nocturnal Garden Lenore Maid, the Divination Cards by Fana Laura. The next one is the Witching Hour Oracle by Sherry Gerard. This one I really like. This one works really good. I've had a chance to do a couple of readings on my own with that one. This one I just got, and I really like this one. That's a Talisman Oracle. This bad boy. The art is what drew me to it first. You can actually, it has like a little thing inside where you draw sigils off of it. So into that. This one is Witch, Woman in Total Control of Herself, Oracle by Angie Solon's, art by Silas Tobal. And the one I just showed you, this one, the one right here, deck and guidebook set, and this one was by Nora Paslevi. This one. All these are from Nine of Earth, if you're curious. She does have the decks, I think, for sale by themselves if they're not all gone. That's the witch one. That's the witch one. If any of y'all see me showing the cards, and if you're curious about the decks I'm showing, just go back a little bit in the timer, and you can see some of the other decks I'm showing, because I'm showing 5 decks that I've got. The 3 that I just shown were Oracle decks, and the first one and the last one are tarot. This one is Tarot of the Owls, and the art is by Elizabeth Alba and Pamela Chen. I actually love owls. This one is a big kahuna. This is actually my biggest one that I have right now. I actually have some bigger, actually, but this is my biggest one that I have. For tarot, I was like, holy crap. I mean, the cards themselves are small, but they give you a big book to do the reading. But the cards are actually pretty cool. Tarot, sometimes I don't, I do tarot on occasion. I prefer the Oracle because the Oracle is more straightforward. The tarot, I've got to get real into it. But some of them are actually really cute and cool. Like the owl ones I really like. The owl one kind of called out to me in a big way. Because, like, my grandma liked owls. My cousin that passed away, David, he liked owls. He passed away in 93, 94, 93. And so, yeah, owls is kind of a symbolic in my family. So, yeah, I like owls. So, those ones are the 5 that I will be working with. The most one I'll probably be working with is the second one. I had to lean back some because my tailbone and my back are starting to be like, bitch. Like homeboy from Scary Movie, bitch. How? But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in the neck of the woods. I will try to get back to reviewing movies if everybody really liked those. Let me know. Sound off. You could let me know in the comments down below. You could let me know in my chat if the movies was something y'all liked. If there's specific topics you'd like me to talk on, things that I do know, like if there's things dealing with witchcraft you want me to talk about, pick my brain. If there's things dealing with healthcare, since I do know a lot about healthcare, dealing with the elderly, if y'all are curious, I could talk about that since I've had to go through that. If there's things dealing with like mental health topics y'all would like me to talk about, since everything I've had to deal with from start to finish, Since I'm dealing with PTSD, trauma, anxiety, different types of anxiety. I deal with social anxiety. I have trauma, different type of medications I'm on, how they're working for me, how it was for me growing up the way that I did, raising my children the way I did, which I've touched on it some. Um, but yeah, back to the roommate situation with her though. The roommate was trying to actually also to get me to side with her more and actually get me to give her, like, I guess, different information concerning my mom. And it wasn't really going to work because, like, I even told her, it's like, I've known my mom longer. There's nothing that you can say or tell me already that I don't know about my mom. And then she was trying to tell me because, like, my mom had told me the roommate had taken her debit card, gotten into it, and then also the roommate had actually put her name on my mom's food stamp case and also put her name where she could use my mom's food stamps. And she also took my mom's food stamp card, which is actually breaking and entering and actually tampering with federal documents, and they consider that an actual felony. And then the roommate said, well, she said the same thing about you. And I'm like, honey, I have never gotten into my mom's stuff. And I said, I actually have proof of that. And like for you, I hope you have proof. Because me on my end, I've had evidence that I've never tampered with anything of my mom. I've actually had my mom's permission. And anytime my mom's asked for her stuff back, I have fully given everything back to her. Because my mom has said, hey, here's my food stamp card. Go to the store, buy anything you want. This is what I want. And, just make sure you get me the things I want, and then you could get whatever you want in the house. Because she was doing that because sometimes she couldn't pay me, sometimes the full rent. And then other times, I had to go, there's times that, she owes me past money. That's why, I kept a few items. I got rid of everything else, but there was a few items that, yes, I did keep. But there was not much. I literally had to put everything else outside. There was only a few things, like the bookshelf I kept, the fireplace, which was given to me. She gave me the freezer. She gave me the oven. I think I kept 3 tables. I think I kept a couple vases that I thought were really cool. And then everything else I got rid of because I was told to. Because everything else, there was bad juju on it. I actually kept a dresser so my boys can put their stuff in. The computer desk I did keep for the boys so they could put their stuff on it. Other than that, everything else is gone. Because like I said, there was past money owed to me for electric bills, for past rent, because for 3 months she didn't pay me shit, and then she owed me rent from past months. This chick is trying to say my mom owes her 3 grand, and I told her, I said, I hope you can pull up records proving where she owes you the 3 grand. I hope you have receipts, and I hope you have legitimate proof that you're not just pulling it out of your ass, because I actually had proof. I actually had receipts, I had bills and everything else where it showed where she owed me money. I wasn't just saying it. I mean, this girl, if you just pull up a Timu bill and be like, oh, she owes me that, my mom would have to had signed off on it where it was, a bill between her and my mom. It had to be a conjoint bill. And my mom would have to have signed on it where she agreed that it was her and, homegirl's bill. My mom would have never done that. So it's not, like a conjoint bill between a couple where, yeah, it's legitimately her and hers Timu bill together where, one person buys this and, oh, it's this person's bill, and one person buys this and, oh, that was that person's bill for that. No, you actually, like, if you're buying something for someone and it's a legitimate gift type shit, deal with it, honey. And like I told my mom, get other legitimate proof where this chick's trying to lie. So that's why I said I'm in a rock and a hard place right now because of certain situations that sound like something she would do, and other situations that does not sound like her behavior. So that's where I'm like, she's putting me in a situation. And this is what I was fearful of, to where I'm getting to the point. This is where I explain these things to you guys too. So you guys can understand where I said, where I walked away last time. If shit like this keeps going on, and I'm going to explain, you have to know where to draw your line in the sand. I'm not saying I'm drawing my line in the sand right now. No. But if shit like this happens again, I'm done. Because I'm warning her that if she don't listen to me and shit like this keeps happening, I can't deal with this crap. I'm too old for this shit. I'm not going to keep going on with drama and drama and drama and drama and drama because of my mama. I mean, I'm the one that should be bringing drama to my mama, not the other way around. This is like she's my teenage daughter and she's bringing me drama. It's like, girl, no, we ain't doing this shit. I'm too old for this shit. I'm trying to, I'm disabled and I don't need my mom to be bringing me all this crap and she's not wanting to listen to me. It's like, girlfriend, no, no. Especially with all this trouble that she's going through. And then she thinks moving to a certain area that I know is filled with bad gang kids. And she's thinking about, oh, this is a good area for me to move to. It's like, no, no. I know that area because it's the area that my nephew lived in, and that's the area that my nephew went to jail in. You're not going to sit there and tell me that's a good area to live in. Nah. And it's like, I this is why I kind of try to make educational videos so people will understand how difficult it is sometimes dealing with physical sick people and mentally ill people. It is not easy. And it is taxing on the body, it's taxing on the spirit, and especially when they don't want to, it's like they fight you at every which way that they can. And you're sitting there with your hands up against the wall, like the song Another Brick in the Wall. It's like, I don't know what else more I can do. I mean, I've done everything I could for her. Everything I could. I gave her a good home. She fought me there. She wasn't happy here. I mean, I literally did everything for her. I gave her a nice home. I did everything for her. Like I said, all I asked her to do was just to sit down, chill out, enjoy her retirement, enjoy her disability. She couldn't do it. Now she's literally living in a home where they expect her to be a slave. That ain't good enough for her. And she wanted to literally run a house. And basically, her being a slave is pretty much running the house, and that ain't good enough for her. So it's like, I swear, it's like misery loves company. And I I mean, I'm there for her. I'm comforting her. I'm giving her all the best advice I can, guys. But it's like, at the same time, I'm like, it's hard. Especially when you're getting fought and I can hear it. I can tell what needs to be done. And it's like, it needed to be done a year ago. And she thought I was doing it for heinous reasons. Like, I was going to get her money when she was in the nursing home. The nursing home needs her money. So I was going to not get nothing, you know? And she would have been okay. She would have had a good roof over her head. She would not have been stressing out about nothing. And she would have been safe. And I would not have been stressed out, worried about her the whole entire year, damn near. and she would not have had to deal with all this drama and literally damn near having a heart attack. She could have been having God knows how many strokes right now. And it's like, if you're not going to at least care for your mental health, care for your physical health. I mean, she's not thinking about how many possible strokes she's having. She could be putting like more strain on her heart doing this crap. And it's like, when are you going to draw the line? I mean, she told me that she can't physically hardly take care of herself, yet she's pushing herself. It's like, why push yourself this hard? What do you have to prove? I mean, you don't have to prove nothing. I mean, she was on her own for a couple of months and then she had to get a roommate. And it's like, okay. And I told her, you know, history has a funny way of repeating itself. And she's like, that's because it was so expensive. And I'm like, well, inflation. It's gonna, she's not thinking about, you move into an apartment, they say they work off 30%. Well, they're still gonna have inflation when you move in. They're gonna go up every so many times your lease renews. It's not gonna be the same price. It's gonna go up every time. And it's not going to be the same price every time your lease renews. They're going to go up and go up and go up and go up because that's just how it works. And she's not thinking logically because it's been a long time since she had a rent on her own. And I'm the one that's been softening that blow for her because I'm the one that's been dealing with the leases and I've been the one paying the majority of the bills, not her. I was paying the higher amount of the bill, and here she thought she was paying the highest amount, and I'm like, no, not even close. Because she was paying me $500, and she's like, I swear I'm paying the highest amount. I'm like, I don't know where you get that. I'm like, the electric bill sometimes goes anywhere from to about $800. The cable bill, well, not the cable, but the internet bill is like 170. Our rent is nine at the time it was 975. And what else? At the time she was using our vehicle. So our vehicle payment itself was still is 675 plus gas, which that beast runs on about 40 to 60 bucks a week. And then what else do we pay? The water bill runs about 130. And then because that's the water bill plus the trash because we have trash cans. Hello. And we had a lot of things combined. So she's not adding up everything we had to pay. And then I also have rent to own stuff because like I would pay that on my own. So I had to pay a lot of bills. So she thought she was paying the majority of the stuff, and I'm like, no. And then she wasn't even factoring in the groceries, which we paid about at that time even $700 to $800, maybe more on groceries, because we had 5 to 6 people at that time. So, and everybody liked meat, everybody liked pasta, everyone likes vegetables. So, meat definitely at that time, before even the inflation, was still expensive. And I didn't like fatty meat due to fat being bad for your heart. I, eat very lean stuff. So that's why it doesn't make sense why I'm fat, because I hate fat. I prefer lean, very lean stuff. Even my brisket, I trim all the fat off because it gags me. I don't give my phone number out to people I don't know. Sorry, sweetheart. I only give my phone number out to people I know. So you're gonna have to forgive me, sweetie. I'm really sorry. Um, that's just how it works. I don't give it out to complete strangers. But you can find me on my Instagram or my Facebook. I have those, and you can message me when I'm okay to chat when I'm feeling 100%. Because this is the first time I posted on YouTube in months due to my health. That's why I'm doing an update, and you can find me on there by Tabitha Cantu or Witch Flames 81, either one, and you can add me. So yeah, you can add me and message me on there. So yeah, guys, dealing with the bills. Because my husband, with the job he has, luckily, um, Instagram. I'll show you my Instagram. Hold up. Hang on a minute. That, if you can see, well, hang on. Let me try to. I'll zoom in so you can see it, so you don't have to see the glare. Hang on. Son of a business. Come on. Okay, if you could, well, maybe not. Let me see if I can screenshot it and then zoom in. Hang on. That'd probably be better because I'm being a dork. I ain't being a dork. There we go. Zoom in and go down. Aha. Here we go. If you can see the name right there. Well, you know what? I'll type it. Hang on a minute. I'm being a stupid ass. Sorry. You have to forgive me. I'm running off very little. I'm normally asleep by now. And there you go. That's the handle that I go by on there. I have a picture of me and my two sons on there. Now I could delete that picture. Sorry about that, dude. Heck. Hold on a minute, guys. I have to delete a picture. And wait a minute. Okay. I guess you're not adding me. That's okay. Oh, God. All right, guys. Um, Back to what I was saying. I lost train of thought. Um, hmm. Okay. Um, I lost train of thought again. Hyperactivity, gotta love it. Um, Dealing with things that I had been dealing with, it just got to the point that, especially with what I have been put through, I need to get a drink because I've been talking for a minute. more or less, I'm just perplexed. Um, Dealing with the whole issue, including um, with the whole roommate issue that she has, and why I don't understand when the people get sick, and they don't want to take the necessary step either and get the help that they need either. That's another question I have that I'm going to ask my doctor. Like, is it a typical psychosis that people get, like, when they get sick and they don't want to take a step? Like, people of certain ages, like, she used to tell me, like, when I get, like, if I get to a certain age and I start acting like my mom, put me in a nursing home. And I told her more times than once, you're acting like your mom and you need to go in a nursing home. And it's not because I was being evil or I was just trying. Yeah, health has been a big issue. And, like, when I was bringing it to her attention, I've noticed mental health and health has been a big issue a lot. And instead of people being so hateful and derogatory, like, I see it a lot in the media and it irritates me. Like, instead of fighting over the president and Trump and just, all that bullshit, people need to focus on what's more important, like our healthcare system, like my teeth, dental, um, getting out of this stupid, money situation we're in. Get us free healthcare for one, so we could get, like, because hospitals are so up your ass about you paying your medical bills. Screw that crap. I mean, other places have free medical. Why can't the states have it? I mean, like, seriously? I mean, like, what people I hear when they're all like talking about Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, and then I'm like, y'all, he was best friends with Putin. He was best friends with that dude over in Korea. These are two world war leaders, basically, that have their countries in poverty, basically, that they will not allow another president to come sit in or another leader to come sit in. And he wants to do that here in America as well, where we can't switch out presidents. And he wants to do the same thing that they do. That means our healthcare system is going to get worse. That means our dentistry is probably going to get worse. That means this inflation is probably going to get worse. And people ain't thinking about it. That's why I said I don't want to hear shit about Trump. That's why I don't want to hear nothing about Biden. I mean, because let alone him getting indicted so horribly, it's like people ain't thinking about how many times he's been bankrupt. People had totally forgot what he did when that big war busted out here in America dealing with the blacks. I'm not racist because I actually have like about 4% black in me. People are like, oh my God, that's enough to me to be proud. Okay, I'm proud of my black heritage. I fucking love Bob Marley. Don't get me fucking started. I will whoop your ass. Okay? And that's not a threat. That's me being proud of my black heritage. Okay? Now, thank you, Smoke. So, and one of my friend's daughters, her name is Tabitha too. And she's actually here in Texas. And she was actually reporting, and I seen what they were doing down there. She was actually down there with a lot of the black folks, and she was getting peppered and everything else. What was Trump doing? He was sitting in the White House saying, whatever happens, happens. Oh, okay, cool. I got you, dude. And what pissed me off, now, if this would have been Obama and or Clinton or somebody else, they would have left the White House. They would have tried to calm down people. I'll get you outed right now, buddy. Randy, I'm going to kick your butt. Seriously? I'll let you follow me, you butthole. Ugh. I'm going to beat your butt. Go ahead and talk to me on there. I I deleted my Twitter for a good reason, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, Okay. Now back to what I was saying about the whole Trump issue. People had forgot about what he was doing. He didn't want to address the issue with what was going on here in America. Basically, a war going here within our states because of what happened to the young man that had literally got shot down by white cops. That shit pissed me off. And those white cops, really nothing happened to them but getting slapped on the wrist. And I've had to deal with so many sheriffs lately here in Texas that shit's been going on, and it seems like they could care less. I mean, like when my mom lived with me, and this is a very good, like, how you say it, example. Okay, I go, what are you cops good for? And the cop got kind of pissed because I got attitude with the cop, and the cop deserved it because she actually had hit my kid at the time and shoved him, and he had a mark on him. I said, she attacked my kid. I said, what is she going to have to do? Stab my son before y'all fucking do something? I said, my kid's going to have to die before y'all lazy bastards do y'all's job. I said, what good are y'all for? I said, y'all want, higher paying money. Y'all want more jobs, and y'all think y'all deserve it, but yet y'all can't work. I said, y'all ain't good for nothing. All y'all are is just sucking up government paying jobs that other people deserve more than you. And the cop was about to say something. I said, put me in handcuffs. I dare you. I said, you know what? My grandpa fought for you to have your job. So did my father. I dare you to say something. World War II, Vietnam. I dare you to say something. I said, both my grandpa and my dad, great people that did massive wars. My grandpa had Agent Orange stuffed inside him. Probably so did my dad. Did not want to fight. Thanks to those big wars, people have freedoms that they shit on to this day, and that they think all these other wars are something big and wonderful and but they forget the big wars that actually did something in America. If it wasn't for people fighting like World War One, World War Two, Korea, Pearl Harbor, which my grandpa was in Korea and Pearl Harbor, Vietnam, if these wars were not fought and defended and won, we would not have freedom. But yet people totally forget about it. And then they want to put people like Trump up on a pedestal like they worship him. He's a freaking Antichrist. The way that they treat him. He is actually, if they want to know who an Antichrist is, he is. He's like Adolf freaking Hitler. That is a new age Adolf Hitler. They said they were talking about Hillary Clinton supporting a KKK member on one of the Democrat pages. These stupid people had no idea that the person she was supporting was an y'all, ex KKK member. He left the KKK because he was ashamed of them. And she went to his funeral. He was an ex KKK member. Hillary went to his funeral because she respected the man, because he was highly influential. He was highly intelligent. I read the whole entire article. People are so stupid that they can't actually read. That it's like, you know what? You redneck hillbillies need to actually open your eyes and actually get an education and read before you start posting on the internet. I may be dyslexic, and I may have, I may be a little bit slow due to my intellectual disability that I do have, which I admit I do have it, but I'm smarter than these people that are over here defending Donald Trump. That's why I don't want to hear it. I hate it. And yeah, one of my family members do stand up. Well, I actually have two family members. I have a cousin and a sister that stand up for him. And I'm, why? Because they're a little bit redneckville. And for the life of me, why do these all redneck Collarville people that do this stand up for him? It's a little, and they are kind of a little bit on the racist side. I hate to say it. I still love them. I'm not going to judge. To each their own. But if it comes down to, I'll answer when I can, sweetheart. I'm making a video. This is important. Let me work. I got to make my money somehow. I got to make videos to make money. I'm trying to make a career out of YouTube eventually, Got to make content. I haven't made content in forever. Anyway, But the moral of this is, you know, the health is more important than this because people are more concerned over things that we cannot actually change. To me, I hope he goes away forever. These people that support him, I wish they'd go away too because I'm getting tired of hearing about it. To me, I think that we need to focus on that. You know, if people have these problems, we need to go ahead and test them. Like my mom, I wish she would go ahead and get tested to see what actually is going on because she herself has not seen the problem there. And I'm very concerned about her. And if what her roommate is saying is possibly, Randy, chill out. If that's even your name, I don't even know if that's your real name. You go by so many damn names, you freaking catfish. I'm gonna start calling you catfish. I'm gonna start calling you fish. You've gone by so many freaking names on YouTube. I don't know who you are. Freaking butthole. I mean, you went by Randy Savage. You went by Smoke. You went by that one dude that you're sitting there telling me you were gay. And I'm like, I actually thought you were gay, you freaking fucker. Y'all, pardon my language. This is a friend that I made on here a long time ago, and he pulled a very bad prank on me, which I still haven't forgotten about that shit. But I forgave him. This goes to show how nice of a person I am. He pulled a very bad, shitty prank. And you should never pull these kind of pranks on a friend. But he pulled a very, very fucked up prank on me, which why he pulled the prank on me, you owe me that explanation, Mr. Randy, why you pulled that prank on me. You never told me why. Other than maybe being a freaking troll. But yeah, I think you told me you were a troll. Yeah, I think that's what you told me. You were a troll. But anyway, but if that was trolling me, that was fucked up. I should kick your ass. Anyway, but back to the point is the health is still a main topic of concern. And I think it's something that people and families should not be scared to talk about. And if people are scared to talk about it, then I think something needs to be done. Because if it's a big enough problem where it's that concerning, then there is something underlining going on. Because like I've told my kids, if it gets that bad for me, then I've already signed off at my hospital where if something like that happens to me, then I even told my husband I'm willing to go in. I don't want to put my family through anything remotely compared to what my grandmother and my mother has done. And my family is so loving and kind. They're like, "Oh no, you're gonna be so sweet." I'm like, dude, I'm dead honest. I don't even want to even entertain the thought that it could even get that way. I mean, I hope I turn out more like my grandfather, like being chill, calm, loving, supportive. I was part of a troll community, but in my old age, I realized it wasn't right to make people feel bad, so I'm trying to make good. Okay, respect, respect. Okay, I can respect that. Thank you for your honesty, dude. I hope that's true. So I'm gonna try to trust you, man. Okay, it would do good if you actually made a real profile of yourself on YouTube instead of a fake one. To be in all honesty, because that maybe would make it seem more legit and come across more honest because it seems catfishy. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time, people that are not being themselves make fake things. And the only reason why I didn't like really addressing who I am, my name and stuff, because when I made a video last year, I was addressing two communities and a person got a hold of my phone number and they were being very rude, very harassing. They actually called my house. They were talking a whole bunch of shit, which I found out they just Googled me, which sucked. So we can chit chat and you can get to know me a little bit. I am pretty chill guy. Yeah, I don't mind being your friend, dude. I already told you that. I don't mind being your friend, but that's as far as it's going because I am a married woman. I already told you that, and it's not going further than that. I'm happily married. Unless you were Jason Mumwa, then yeah, we would go further. That would be my other baby daddy. And everybody be like, "Oh my god, that's so typical." No, it's not just because of his looks. No, there's further infatuation other than the looks. I mean, I love his mind. I love every. There's more to it than just that. But yeah. Anyway, that's why I love my husband. It's besides the looks. I mean, I love auras. I love energy. I mean, there's more to things than anything. I'm built like fat. You got a dad bod. Oh my god, you're gonna make me pee myself. Don't do that. And I gotta pee. That's not funny. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Fucked up. You making me think of that song from fucking what is it? Damn it, I can't even think of the name of the band. Fucked Up Situation. Um, it's the one with the chick that looks like a demon. You have an idea. I'm scared. I'm terrified of your ideas. And this is a very good idea. Okay. I'm kind of hesitant and kind of raising my eyebrow like the rock and going, Hey, you better behave. Don't make me spit my freaking Coke Zero. I will beat you. Putting the Coke Zero down. I don't want to spit. Oh, dude, I can actually like comments and whatnot. Oh, that's so cool. That's a new one. I didn't know I could do that. They're adding so much new stuff to YouTube. I'm so behind. I feel like such a boomer, as my youngest would call me. I'm a boomer. I'm only going to be 42 and I'm a boomer. Anyway, while he's typing, just keep in with your family's doctors, y'all. Make sure that you talk it over, as I've always said. It's a good thing to have open conversations and not to be scared of it, because it's always good to have open conversations and common denominators within your family. I'm only a couple years older than you. Relax. Who said I wasn't relaxed? Well, I can't really fully relax because I might piss my pants. I'm a nerd. Anyway, anywho, age is only a number anyway, because if we talk about mentality, I'm older than everybody on the planet Earth, so we can't go there. I'm an old fucking fart, so we can't talk about that. So yeah, galaxy years, I'm like ancient motherfucker. So yes, I'm like 1,000,000 years old. I'm infinite. Don't even know why I'm on planet Earth. It really sucks. I need to go back to my planet. Man, I say that, and my fucking psychologist, man, she fucking locked me up in a rubber room. Ooh. She's like, girl, you need therapy beyond therapy. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Anyway, guys, make sure within your family, especially if you have it like mine, that you try to have a safe space. And you have to set it up. And that's always going to be the difficult part. Me, I'm kind of like the center stone, kind of like Ragnarok. I'm the center stone. I'm the centerpiece in the family. And that's what my grandfather used to be in my family. So I took over for that part. And I'm kind of like the centerpiece. My husband even says I am. He says I'm kind of like the saving grace of the family. And I literally get everybody to think. So I literally am the common denominator to get everyone to relax, which I like that, because Grandpa told me I would take his place one day. And I was like, how am I going to take your place one day, Grandpa? He goes, you'll see. I was like, okay. So I'm kind of like the teacher, the feng shui master, the one that gets everyone to sit down and Akuna Matata, get them thinking, put them in a very thoughtful mindset, teach them the lessons that I've learned. My grandma has taught me some. I've learned things through all different family members, bits and pieces. So I have things from everybody. And I was literally like the family collector. So through that, I have learned to sit down and kind of been like the woosah, psychologist of the family. And so it's always good to do that. Just in case the family can't get to a doctor, you can kind of be kind of like the family sin eater in a sense of speaking. And then you can go dump it when you need to at your doctor, or go dump it to a shaman, or, your local, druid, or your zen master, or whoever you have that you do speak with, or just dump it out into the galaxy to where the galaxy can recycle it, because it does recycle and it can turn it to positive energy if you know how to do the eons right. And there's different ways of doing that, but you have to understand when you do that, you've got to get everybody on the same page. And sometimes that can be very hectic because a lot of people are going to want to talk, and you have to learn to let them, hey, one person shares the floor. And that's what I had to do between my mom and her roommate. I had to get the roommate to talk to me, and I had to get my mom to talk to me. And the roommate wanted everything her way, no way, and she thinks she's 100% innocent. So that's why I said I'm kind of monkey in the middle, because that's where I was saying I can kind of hear the roommate is guilty of some things, because the way that she was talking about my mom, how she did talk, she was very gruffy, she was very crass, she was very brassy, she was very rude. I could tell she's very obnoxious. I could tell because she was wanting to argue right off with me, and I had to keep telling her, hey, focus, calm down, relax, talk to me, focus. You're getting where you're escalating your voice. You need to get your feng shui back in order. And then she's like, well, I have power too. You don't have to tell me. And I'm like, well, if I don't have to tell you, then why are you escalating? Why are you losing control? Why does someone, a fourth of your age have to remind you how to, react? You're like 65, 69, and a 41-year-old's having to tell you how to get your feng shui and your peace back in line. Mrs. I like peace and I like being calm, but you're raising your voice and you're getting escalated and you're getting all when I'm just, you know, can you and her have a peaceful conversation? It would have been a pleasure to talk with you. Be good. Thank you, buddy. I will talk with you when I can, okay, buddy? You just take it easy, all right? Um, but with her, as I did notice what I was trying to tell y'all, where I'm on a catch 51, is okay, try your best at least, okay? I mean, do your best. Do what you can. Okay, let's say it like that. Do the best that you can. Okay, I'm not going to say 100%. Very funny, Randy. Anyway, guys. Okay. Um um what the thing is it's a difficult situation because it's like what to do in a situation when you have someone being that kind of hostile, and then you could tell that they do instigate and they do cause problematic issues, but then you could also tell that some of the issues is also brought on by another person. So it's like it feels, like I said earlier, it feels 50% brought on by my mom and 50% brought on by the roommate. So that's where I need the doctor to step in and help me out. because that 50% that's brought on by my mom, I need that part looked after, because that's the part I'm concerned about the most, because it's like I I'm not aware, and I'm not aware of how far it could go, because my mom's brought up that she's walked around with a knife, she sleeps with the knife, and she's brought up dealings with an adult protective service officer, and I brought it up to the cops, and I found the officer. I know where he is, and I could easily go talk to his family, and I could get him in so much shit right now. So that's another thing. I've got a lot of information dealing with that. So a lot of issues can be dealt with that way if I really wanted to go that route. So why does my phone feel sticky icky? That's gross. Um all right. Okay. Sorry about that. So that's where, if you guys get in a situation like that, just carefully monitor and think about situations if you have been through similar situations like that, and just really think about it, because I'm going to have to talk to her and kind of point it out to her, but she won't probably remember it herself. But I'm going to see if I could get her to step away so I could get her to talk to her doctor and see if maybe I could get her to check in with her doctor without her getting pissed off at me, and see at least if I could get her to get tested, because that's the next step, at least if they could at least check her out, because I need to be on the safe side to make sure everything's okay and she ain't gonna lie to me. Because I'm getting to the point I really don't know how much more I honestly can put up with, because I want to be around her. I want her in my life, because I've missed out on so much with her because of everything that's gone on in my life. But if this keeps persisting, then I'm just going to have to lose out on not having a mother. And this situation, when you have someone that's refusing to get help because they don't want to get help, because it's like they're determined to have things their way, it makes it harder on you. So that's what you have to think about. If they don't want to get help and you're trying to get them help and they're refusing it, then you have to sit there and think what's best for you. Because you can't sit there and beat yourself up at the end of the day because someone's putting themselves through stuff, and there's just drama and stress being put on you because of it. And you're sitting there trying to figure out, okay, what I can do. And they're sitting there like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And you're just like, uh, look, I'll help to a certain extent, but everything else you gotta do yourself, honey. I mean, because she was requesting me to do all these phone calls and all this shit, and I'm like, why can't you do it? You got a telephone? I mean, like, what's stopping her from doing all this stuff? I don't know, but it's like boggling my mind, honestly. So, I really don't know. It, there's so much. I go through a lot, so it's crazy. Hang on, I got a friend request on Facebook that I'm adding. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. All right, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video so I can go ahead and get ready to go to bed. It's been about almost 2 hours, so hopefully this has been informative. I will try to make more videos as I can, and I will probably catch y'all much later. My hair almost look like Dracula. Oh my god, that was scary. Yeah. Um, but that's pretty much it. And y'all can give me ideas for videos. Like I said, comment down below videos y'all would like to see me do. Like if y'all have questions or concerns or ideas or whatever, y'all can, like I said, shout my hair. Y'all can shoot it down below. If y'all want me to see do more makeup videos with my daughter, I will. If you want me, do something crazy, I will. Just not too crazy. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff I can do. I would do the readings again, like me reading the books, but I'm packing up a lot of my books. I almost got them all packed up. I have a lot of stuff packed up. I need to recut my hair because I have uneven hair at the moment. Like I have short, and then long. My hair looks stupid. I need to quit worrying. Anyway, I think I'm going to shave off the back and do a skater haircut like I used to. So maybe my hair will grow out right. Shit, so I can get all the black off in the back because my hair is just so many colors at the moment. Because I had it dyed gray and now my hair can't make up its mind. The gray is coming out like a mofo. Cut all the hair off to where the gray's at. Anyway, guys, I'm over here getting distracted again. Bird! Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you later. And I hope y'all have a good morning, good night, wherever y'all are. If you like the content provided, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more content, or if you enjoyed my content, be sure to subscribe. And in the meantime, you can check out my other videos I have done. Be warned, I have had some very open conversations in some of them where I was letting out a lot of stress. So some of them I talked about a lot of heavy topics. Some were dealing with abuse that I've went through, some abuse my children have went through. So a lot of those you might want to skim over. The happier ones are further down where they're not so bad. Those were probably a lot of the older ones were where my mom lived here. So yeah, just giving you a little heads up. Because my ones that I was getting some stuff off my chest, I was very temperamental and I was really letting it off. I probably will make a video dealing with friends next because I do have some stuff I want to talk about dealing with like my ex best friend that I had, and let some stuff off dealing with that because I have had said some things that I do need to rehash on and get some things clear. Just some things I want to talk about and just reiterate and just, shoot the shit. Just being me, making content, just talking and education. Basically, getting shit off my head and getting things off my chest, and that'll be it. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Be good. All right, night.